Hola! So this is my second annual In Your Pants video. If you're wondering why this is my second annual when I haven't even been vlogging for a whole year, link below. Um, I've got 10 books to get through, so let's get started. Plum Spooky by Janet Ivanovich. It's a Between the Numbers novel, Stephanie Plum series. The other Between the Number novels have actually, related fairly well to their respective holidays. This one I felt did not do as well, but I still enjoyed it. Anna and the French Kiss. This is one of the most adorable books ever. If you haven't read it, I would definitely highly recommend reading this. It's cute and sweet and so romantic, and I want to find myself a St. Clair because he's amazing. The Picture of Dorian Gray. Modern novel. I borrowed it from my coworker and I really enjoyed it. It was a bit odd at times, but I really liked the themes behind it and just the idea that somebody's picture could age instead of their body. Another modern novel, The Great Gatsby. Believe it or not, I finally finished my reread of this. I started it this summer when John had his book club thing, and I just finished it. So, yeah, it's a great book. I really enjoyed it. That's why I read it again. There's a lot of meaningful things in there, and it speaks really well to the American dream. Orphan of the Shadows by my friend Abby Ryan. It's a really good story, but if you're not one for a lot of biblical allegory, I wouldn't recommend it. There's quite a bit of that, and also the language is a bit of a nightmare pronunciation-wise. For a lot of the words, she gives you pronunciations, but it doesn't follow traditional or accepted pronunciation rules at all. Like, there are accents everywhere, there are accents on letters that never get accents, and it's just all very, very confusing. But that aside, it was a really good story. The Name of the Star. Oh my god. When I first read the description for this book, I was blown away. I was like, that is a really clever idea. I'd read a lot of Maureen Johnson stuff before, and I wasn't quite sure how she would handle a story that seemed so dark, but I think she did a really good job of it, and it really kept her voice, and I really appreciated that it wasn't different and off-putting. Catching Fire and Mockingjay. Yes, I just finished these books, despite the fact that I read The Hunger Games last May, but I really enjoyed them. Both books I felt were a little difficult to get into at first, as with the first one, but once the story picked up, then they were like totally enthralling and really good. And the ending threw me for a loop a bit, but I really feel like it couldn't have ended any other way, really, after reading it. Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. I liked the story, but it was really hard to get into at first, and I feel like it was meant to be suspenseful in that way, but at the same time, the way it was written, it really could have done without all that build-up. I did really like, though, that there are pictures in here that are actually taken from collections of vintage photographs that the author found, and I thought that was really interesting, and it added a really unique touch to the story. Towards the end, I felt myself getting like enraptured by it, because then it actually started getting suspenseful. But the chapters were really long, and so it was a bit difficult to read at times because there's not a whole lot of good breaking points. And last but not least, Dragon's Oath. This is just a little novella from the House of Night series. I really like that series, and this book was a bit different since it focused on Dragon and Anastasia when they were younger. It was a bit odd, and the ending, oh my gosh, I'm not going to spoil anything, but the ending made me feel like this was definitely an important book in the series, despite the fact that it wasn't a part of the main series. So I would definitely recommend reading that if you are into that series at all. As I mentioned in my previous video, I have the next book, and I can't wait to read that, although God knows I don't have the time. 10 book reviews in under 6 minutes. I probably didn't say much about them, but I just gave my general impressions, and you can take from that what you will. I'm going to go through and your pants these books to see how they sound. So I'm feeling like I can get some interesting stuff. Dragon's Oath in your pants. Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children in your pants. Now, are the peculiar children in your pants, or is the home in your pants? Catching Fire in your pants. Mockingjay in your pants. Both of those I feel would be rather uncomfortable. The Name of the Star in your pants. Orphan of the Shadows in your pants. The Great Gatsby in your pants. The Picture of Dorian Gray in your pants. Now, is the picture in your pants, or is a picture of Dorian Gray in your pants? Questions. Anna and the French Kiss in your pants. I don't really think French kissing works that way. And Plum Spooky in your pants. Alright, bye.